Rachel here again. Today I wanted to share with you guys a little video for like a morning stretch routine. I try and do yoga most mornings because I find that it really sort of wakes up my body and helps sort of lengthen my limbs and makes me feel really good before I start my day. But not everyone has an hour, especially if you're sort of getting up at last minute with work and things like that. You sort of have usually, a rushing to try and get into your day. So I thought between 5 and 10 minutes, if you get up that amount earlier, you're going to give yourself time to just sort of limber up your body and hopefully feel a little bit more ready to get into your day. So the first two poses that I'm going to show you, you can actually start when you're already in bed. So, even if you do the first two poses, you're already sort of stretching your body out a little bit and hopefully lengthening it. Some props that you might like, you can have a bolster, otherwise just a normal pillow from your bed is perfectly fine. And also a blanket might be nice, or we're going to do a couple of poses on the floor as well. So if you don't have a nice soft carpet like this, then you might want like a mat or a blanket or something that you can put on the ground to sort of make it a little bit softer for your knees so you're not hurting your knees. Cool, so let's get into it. Alright, so we'll start off in our sleeping position. Our alarm's just gotten on. Got to get ready soon, but first we're just going to take a few nice deep breaths. Your heart should already be quite slow if you've had a nice sleep, so we want to fill the belly up. You can put your hands on your tummy if that feels nice. Then you can really feel that stomach expand, pushing down your diaphragm and filling up your lungs. Alright, first pose we're going to do is the spinal twist, and as I said, you can do this while you're still in bed, before you've even gotten out of the covers, especially if it's winter where you are. It might be a little bit more difficult to be jumping out of bed. You kind of don't really want to poke any limbs out there just yet. So just going to do a nice simple spinal twist, so drawing up one knee and then just simply crossing it over the body. If you've got space in your bed, you can have your arms out in a nice T shape, or, if you're sharing a bed with someone, maybe there's not so much room. I'm going to take a few deep breaths here. And then we'll do the other side. First thing in the morning, you might feel a nice crack along your spine, waking it up. Feels lovely. Oh, yep, there we go. And just went. And a couple more deep breaths here. Lovely. Next thing we might like to do is we'll do a nice full body stretch. Now, I love the feeling of just completely stretching my body, like it feels like someone's holding either side of me, and just really lengthening the spine and just letting everything sort of stretch out, especially if you're someone that sleeps in a little ball or in weird different positions. Your muscles tend to feel really stiff and sort of crouched in. Your shoulders tend to be hunched up sometimes when you wake up in the morning. So feet together, toes together, lifting your hands above your head so you can sort of link your thumbs in or clasp your hands like this, and just stretching. And when you're stretching up, do a big inhale, stretch for as long as you can, hold the breath for a couple of seconds, and then we'll release the body. Stretching, reaching, and exhale, release. And just let those shoulder blades sink into your bed or the floor, wherever you are right now. Alright, now it's time to get up out of bed. So if you're in bed, slowly make your way up. Otherwise, if you're already on the floor like myself, then you might just want to turn on the side and just slowly push yourself up into a seated position. Now we're going to start off in tabletop position, and we're going to do a few cat-cows because that really helps get that flexibility and movement into your spine. So nice flat back, push out through your shoulders, and then we'll begin. So dropping the belly, lifting up the head, pushing the shoulder blades back towards your bottom. And exhale, we'll do the exact opposite. Pushing out, tuck the chin in, round the spine as much as possible. Inhale up, push the chest forward as much as possible. Feel that nice stretch. Exhale. Inhale. Do 3 more at your own pace. Keep that nice, slow, deep breath. Lovely. And you might want to move your hips around a little bit of a freestyle. Just sort of get into that side there, into your ITB a little bit. Move your head around softly. Okay. Now we're going to go into puppy pose. So we're keeping the legs in the same position as tabletop. You want to keep that right angle as much as possible. And basically we're dropping our chest to the ground. And it's quite similar to child's pose, where you have your arms stretching and reaching out in front of you as much as possible. So it's a nice gentle chest opener, and it feels quite comforting because your head's still on the ground, so you know you're slowly waking up. You don't want to do anything too vigorous at this time of morning. So as I said, stretching, reaching, lengthening as much as possible. Feel that nice stretch in your side body. You can rest your forehead on the ground if that feels nice to you. Another little variation. Sometimes it's nice to roll your forehead on the ground if it is fairly soft. It just gives you a nice sort of forehead massage. So if you've got any tension in your forehead, it's sort of a good double little pose that you can use there. So slowly, slowly. Big reach. And slowly make your way back into tabletop position. Now the next pose we're going to do is the forward fold, but a nice gentle soft kneed ragdoll version. So however you like to stand up, and we just sort of fold ourselves down. So as I said, keep the knees nice and soft. Your hamstrings are probably going to be quite tight in the morning, so it's nice to just be gentle with them. And then you can sort of hang down like this, making sure you keep your head down. You don't want to be lifting it up and hurting your neck and your spine. And you can have your hands dangling down like this. Alternatively, you can clasp opposite elbows. If it feels good to you as well, sorry, not a good decision about how I have my hair today. If it feels good to you as well, you can do a slight sort of rocking side to side. So again, you're kind of waking up the backs of the hips and the hamstrings and a little bit of spine in there as well. So while you're down here as well, sometimes it's really good to sort of move the jaw around, especially if you have, you know, a lot of stress and tension. I know myself, I tend to hold a lot of it in my jaw. Sorry, the video stopped slightly then. So as I was saying, if you're anything like me and you hold a lot of tension in your jaw, sometimes you don't even realise that you have the tension in your jaw until you sort of move your face around a little bit and you sort of really realise that you are holding the tension there. So again, rolling down, we're clasping the elbows or letting them drop to the ground, just letting gravity take hold. And then just sort of moving the jaw around nicely and just feeling that tension release. Nice soft knees once again. Slight rocking. Nice deep breaths in while you're down here. Right. And now, release the hands to the ground if they aren't already. And we're going to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice and gentle. Bend into those knees a little bit more as you come up. And just rolling the shoulders back, opening up that chest as much as possible. Feels nice. Alright. Now we're going to do a little side stretch. So the first variation that you can use is just having your hands by your side, shoulders rolled back, and you just leaning to one side until you can feel that nice little stretch down the side body there. If you're feeling a little bit more flexible or a little bit more open, if you've been practicing for a little while, or if you're just naturally a little bit more flexible in the side body, then what we can do is lift our hands above our heads. So I usually like to clasp my fingers, release the forefingers, and we're lifting them up beside our head. So we want to try and hug our ears with our arms as much as possible, and we're stretching and we're lifting away as we bend over. Okay, so whichever variation works for you, either leaning to the side, reaching down. Try to relax the head and the neck, don't try and hold the tension in there too much. Drawing that shoulder back, otherwise lifting up, draw the shoulder blades back and down, and just lean over. Making sure that shoulder doesn't come forward, try and bring it back. Deep breaths here. Stretch away. Center. And again, it's the morning, so don't be too crazy feeling like you need to get super deep into the stretch. Just let the gravity and your body just naturally do what it can do. So go the other side. Reaching, stretching. And back to center. And release. You can just shake your hands out a little bit. Maybe head side to side, roll the shoulder blades back, whatever feels good to you. We're going to do one more final shoulder and chest opening pose. So if we just want to clasp our hands behind our back, we want to try and have our palms touching. So it's not so much trying to lift our hands up as much as possible. We want to try and keep the contact with the palms. So if as far as you can go today is just to have them by your bottom, that's totally fine. And we're trying to focus on opening the chest and pulling back the shoulder blades together as much as possible. So another tip as well, if you're naturally curved in the spine like myself, try and concentrate on tucking that pelvis up towards your belly button as well. Release. And rolling those shoulders. Alright, final pose. We're just going to pop down to the ground. If you do have a couple of extra minutes, I think it's really a lovely way to end your little morning practice with me. So if you do, grab your pillow or your bolster, whatever you're going to be using, and just lay that down. So we're going to be lengthening our spine across there, and then sort of bring your blanket in close by, or any sort of pillow or weight that you might like to use, because we're going to put that on our stomachs. I find it really lovely and relaxing having that weight there, and it's a great way to end your little morning routine. So bottom up against the pillow or the bolster and just laying slowly down. Now a couple of variations here as always. You can have your legs lengthened out in front of you. I really love having the soles of my feet together. It's a nice passive hip opening sort of pose as well, which is really nice in the morning. Now if that feels a bit intense for you, either have your legs lengthened, otherwise you might want to stick some pillows or something under your knees so they feel a bit supported. In regards to your arms, you can either have them by your side, otherwise an extra little chest opening, you could clasp your elbows and put them over your head. Now I'm going to put this nice blanket on my stomach and choose your option. And we're going to take some nice deep breaths in here, and we're going to breathe out through our mouth. And just sort of visualize that you're just releasing all the extra tension that might be still held in your body. So inhale, fill up that belly, and out through the mouth. And again, inhaling through the nose and out through the mouth. Now resume a nice, normal, steady breath, however you like. And I think this is the perfect opportunity
to just take a minute here and just think of 3 things that you're really grateful for. I think it's a great sort of start to the day to feel really positive and grounded and just feel really okay with where you are today, and sort of visualizing the positive things that are in your life. I'm sure we all have moments where we're not 100% happy with certain things or elements in our life, but by focusing on the things that you are really happy and grateful for, it can give you like a new perspective, and again, it just kind of gets you into your day with just the positive steps. So, you know, your body's nice and stretched and lengthened by now, so it's nice to sort of bring your mind into that as well. So we're just going to take a minute, just a nice soft breath, don't concentrate on it too much, and just think of 3 things that you're really grateful for, and just try and bring them into your mind's eye and really visualize them. If you have your elbows clasped, just release them by your side. You might want to wiggle your fingers a little bit if they're feeling a little bit numb. Just let that blood circulation come back in there. And I'm going to do one more full body stretch, because as I said, I really love the feeling. So if your legs aren't already out lengthened, lengthen them out. Toes and ankles together, lifting your hands above your head, and just stretch as you inhale. Hold the breath for a few seconds here. Stretching, reaching, and release. Okay. Now we're going to slowly get up. So just removing the weight from your stomach. Roll onto your side body and just pushing yourself up into a seated position. Alright, thank you so much everyone for joining me for this morning routine. I hope you enjoyed it. Now if this video is a little bit long for you, feel free to just do the first couple of poses one day and then the next day do the second lot of poses. I think any sort of stretching and awakening of the body is better than nothing. So please give that a go, especially if you're sitting down all day or driving. It's a really great way to sort of start your day. If you did enjoy this video, give it the thumbs up. I'm still learning about this platform. If you've got any suggestions or tips, please put it in the comments below. Any requests for some sequences or poses, again, please put them in the comments below. I'd really love to hear from you guys and connect with you. So thank you again for joining me, and we'll speak really soon. Thank you.